Thank you for joining me today in the Digital Divide Online Classes for Everyone, presented by Jennifer Frost. I'm in EdTech 501 at Boise State University. First, I want to start by defining what is the digital divide. I looked it up in the dictionary just to get the official definition, and let me read that to you. The digital divide is the socio-economic and other disparities between those people who have the opportunities and skills, enabling them to benefit from digital resources, especially the internet, and those who do not have these opportunity or skills. So simply put, it means the people that have access to the internet, computers, technology in general, and those that do not. I wanted to focus my attention today on this presentation to students that are more in the continuing education field at colleges that are interested in e-learning and learning online, and what are those benefits and what's prohibiting them from getting started. I've worked in higher education for almost 10 years, and in that time I've always worked in an online type facilitated classes. To be successful in an online class, a student needs a reliable internet, a computer, word processing software at minimum, possibly other things as well, books and other aids depending upon the class. But what happens to those students interested in online classes but do not have those tools or money that are required to succeed? So let's answer a few questions before we dive in. So what are the benefits to e-learning? Why do people want to learn online? What are those benefits? And online classes are beneficial for those students that can't get to class. It could be a disability, could be a work situation, could be family, or could just be plain time. Some of the benefits are that you can complete your classes at home, at work, wherever it is you have a computer, completely on your time. You can do your homework in your PJs, you can do it at midnight, you can do it whenever is convenient for you, which goes into the next one, flexibility in the scheduling. Every class is going to be a little different, but for the most part, you complete the assignments on your schedule. You find out when things are due, and you just make sure that you complete them within that time. And in regards to that, you'll save time and money because you won't be going back and forth, paying parking fees and things of that nature. And I strongly believe another benefit is the focused learning. I've completed most of my studies in higher education online, and I strongly believe that it has really benefited me in so many ways. It really has forced me to become a taskmaster of my own destiny to make sure I get things done. I've become a more scheduled person, and I really have benefited from that, and I feel like I've learned a lot that I have comparing it to classes that I've taken in class. So what are those issues that are prohibiting people from registering in e-learning classes? I strongly believe it's three main things: money, technical knowledge, and time. I think the money goes along with they may not have money for the class itself, could be the computer, could be the software, it could be numerous things. And they may have all those things, but they don't have the technical knowledge. There's a computer at home, but they don't know how to use it. Or the thought of learning online is a very scary thought to them. Or it could just be time. They don't believe that they have the time to complete the classes and believe that too much time will be involved. I just wanted to talk about one student that I had last semester that came in to talk to me. She was a senior nearing retirement, and she was interested in taking some online classes for fun to help gain more knowledge. Her issue was not the money, but it was technology. She knew how to complete basic tasks on her computer, but she was really confused on word processing programs. When I told her that most of your assignments will be done in a word processing type document, you may have to cut and paste it or save it and submit it, she looked at me just incomplete. She was very confused. So I kind of just went over her very quickly. This is how you create a document. This is how you save it. And within 15-20 minutes, she was like, oh my gosh, that isn't as bad as I thought. So it really clued me into the fact that there are some issues that maybe we can be addressing to students that are interested in classes, but aren't asking for help. And maybe there's something we're missing there. So to go into some computer and internet usage statistics, I am located in Canada, so I pulled some Canadian statistics, which are probably very close to American or other countries as well. It's reported that 1/5 of Canadians report that they have not used the internet at least once in the last 12 months. And of those people, 60% of those were in a low income tax bracket, which is below $25,000 a year. These statistics are from 2010, so they're still rather current and rather applicable. And it also goes to show that, you're 3 times more likely to go online if your income topped over 100,000 a year. It's obvious really that if you have a lot more money, you probably have computers at home. You could have numerous computers at home. I know that I'm a family of 2 people, and we have about 5 computers in this house if you count the desktops, laptops, and the tablets that we have. So we do have computers everywhere, but some families don't. So we need to think of those families that just for whatever reason don't have the technology, and what is it that we can do? How can we bridge that digital gap that is present for those people? It could be low income, it could be other numerous factors as well. So what is it we can do? So for the next few slides, I just want to go over answering these 2 questions. I kind of talked about them before, but these are the ones that I want to focus on. These are the 2 main issues that I believe we need to address to bridge that digital divide. So we focus on the student that has the internet connection at home but doesn't know where to start. They're very intimidated. And then also that student that's ready to go back to school needs to succeed. Maybe they need to make more money. They need a career for their family. It's a single mother on her own. It's a single father on his own. They need a career. But they don't have a computer or internet at their disposal, and they don't have the finances right at this moment to, get all of that. So what is it we can do? So we'll focus on the people that lack technical skills. This to me was very exciting to think about because of the conversation I had with that student, who, by the way, has come in numerous times since then for various questions here and there. I really think that we should offer some sort of orientation classes for our students. It really could be for anybody, not necessarily somebody who is lacking technical skills, but I think something that's more focused on possibly seniors or people that just haven't used computers. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's all senior focused. There could be somebody younger who just hasn't had that experience. We do have a lot of immigrants from other countries that come, and maybe the country they came from, computers just weren't widely used. So it could be somebody younger as well. But something that they could do online if they do have that computer at home, so they can kind of get the experience. And it could be facilitated by somebody like myself who could be there to check in all the time, see if they need help. But I really think for some of those students, like the lady I mentioned previously, would really benefit from an in-person orientation class that we could go over. Okay, this is what you need to do. This is what it looks like. And if you have any help along the way, I'm here to help. We have an email address. We have a phone number. Students, for the most part, know how to get a hold of us. So we can just make sure that maybe we have a specific technical question email that we're monitoring all the time just for those technical skills. And if we need to send them to other departments, we can as well. But if we could field most of it ourselves, just so the students are getting that personal one-on-one attention, I think would be extremely beneficial. And I know that students would be very happy to know, what, I'm going to register at Sheridan. It could be word of mouth as well. Somebody may mention, hey, I registered at Sheridan and they helped me with this, and I never knew how to attach a file, and I never knew what a word processing software was, and now I do. So that would be a great benefit as well. And we could also collaborate. It could work into more getting other departments involved. We could tie it in with career counseling, resume writing, things of that nature, especially if they're going back to actually get a skill to get a job. It may just be for their own personal knowledge, but if it's more to advance in a career, we could tie them with some other departments that might be able to help them when they get further along into that, mindset. So what are the computer solution? So I think we have a few issues. As I had mentioned, I wanted to focus more on continuing education students. And all of our students, for the most part, are taking continuing education classes because they don't have time to come full-time, during the day. And a lot may not just be registering for a program. They might be interested in just taking an Excel class because they need it for work, or they just want it for their own personal knowledge, or they need a chemistry mark to get into university. So some of our students are just taking one class here or there. I did look at this, if other colleges offer computers to their students when they register, like a free computer or something of that nature. And through my research, it appears to me only really career colleges, ones that have like a year degree that are in graphic design or something of that nature, where you're paying around $10,000 to $20,000 up front for the complete program, that you would get a computer. I actually do have a friend that's enrolled in a local college, career college here in Canada, that was offered that option. She's getting a graphic design certificate, and she pays the money up front, and she was given a computer, a laptop with all of the software she needed, as well as a tablet so she could have ebooks. She didn't want the tablet, she could get books, but she was given that option. And then if she successfully completes everything, then she would be able to keep them. I think the issue with that is that you really don't know what they're charging you for that laptop. It might cost $1,500 if you just go down to your local big box store. And when you add it in there, they could be charging you $2,500. Who knows? I think there is some issues there. And so I don't think that's the best option for our students for the type of programs that we offer. So I think we're left to computer discounts, which I'll go into in the next slide. But another computer solution is students might not have a computer, or they might, but there's two options if they do or they don't. Maybe at our campuses, right now at my college, we have 3 campuses that are located in the same general vicinity, but within a half an hour of each other. And if you don't have a computer, but you're like, you know what, I'm at home or whatever, and I can walk down, take the bus, drive, whatever it is, to the local college, we do have labs. We have labs that are open that have computers. Most of them will have most of the software that you would need for classes. So maybe we need to have more open labs for those students. That's something that's a bigger picture that would affect the whole college, but it's something to look at. And I know that we do have labs, but I don't think there's enough. And maybe to have extended hours, because the hours are limited. I believe they're open until 9 p.m. So that option doesn't really work for some of those students. Like me, I like to do my homework sometimes at crazy hours of the night because I have so many things to do during the day. I work full time. I have a family. You have to get dinner on the table. So you might be sitting down around 11 or midnight ready to do your homework. And I think a lot of students are in that same position. And there also, if you have a computer, but you're, for whatever reason at home, you have a computer, somebody gave one to you, or you just don't have internet access. Sadly, in this day and age, internet still is rather expensive for some people. And I know some services are just a lot of money. So I get that. So if you don't have that, but you have a computer, you can still come in. There's free Wi-Fi access offered at all of our campuses. And you can log in easily through your phone, tablet, or laptop that has a Wi-Fi option. And that could also be another solution. So maybe if we just let our students know that those solutions are out there, they might be like, hey, I do have a laptop. I'm near the campus. I'll come into campus, a couple days a week. And that option is nice too, because if you do have something mobile, you can sit anywhere on campus. You can sit in the sun, in our nice hallway. You don't necessarily have to be in the library, type place. So that's really nice. Just if you're near campus and you're hooked to the Wi-Fi, you're ready to go. So really the question that we need to answer is, what can my college do to better the student experience? What is it we're not thinking of that's out there? So going back to the computer discount, through my research, I really believe that Google Chromebooks would be an excellent option. I was very excited when they came out recently, and I have seen some down at my local big box store, and it's something I might possibly buy for my family as well. I think there is a lot of benefits because it's a scaled down version of a laptop. It doesn't have a lot of the things that you don't need. Sometimes laptops or even desktops come with a million programs. I know with my desktop, it came with a lot of programs I've never even looked at, nor do I even know how to use, and I may never use. So the Google Chromebooks, is there for you. And Google itself actually has good word processing software, things of that nature. So if you need to write an essay, things like that, you have everything within there. You don't need to buy extra things. So I think that would be an excellent option to offer. If we could get a partnership between Google and our college, we might be able to get a substantial discount for the students. It wouldn't be anything that we would want to make a profit on. It would just be to help those students. If you register for our classes, we offer these, computers at this charge, etc. I think it would be an excellent marketing tool to help set our college a little bit apart, that we actually are thinking and realize that not everybody has that technology at home, that we are thinking of that digital divide, and we're going to bridge that gap so there is none, so that education is available to everyone. And I also briefly talked about the fact that maybe we could offer a substantial discount or a free computer if you enroll in an entire program. We could just, for instance, we have an accounting program that is very popular, and a lot of people that start that do want to finish it because they're very interested in getting into the field. So something like that, if a student doesn't have a computer, or maybe they just want another computer or something, for their kids, or to have on the run for themselves, that maybe we could, if you enroll in this and you promise to do this or something of that nature, then you'll get this in return to start your program off. So it is something we could look at. I don't think we would ever want to move into the modality of, I was talking with the career colleges, that they give, a gigantic computer away for free, because then I know that we're adding computers in, and I really think it does make us not look as professional, because I don't want the students to think that we're trying to gouge them and make a profit off these computers. We want to look like we're very student focused, and we really do have their best, interest at heart. So what are my next steps? Well, through all this research, I'm very excited in just everything I've uncovered. And I think my next step is going to be to talk to my manager and some of the key stakeholders at my college and just tell them what I found and see if they're in agreement that maybe this is something we need to look at. And I probably will conduct some more research before I go to them, just to get all my ducks in a row, make sure I have all the information at my disposal, see if I can contact Google and see what education discounts are out there. And just see. I really think this is something that maybe they have thought of but weren't sure what to do, or maybe something that some people haven't even realized, is out there. And I want to present those findings and see if we can move forward. I think at minimum, the next step would be to bridge that digital divide, is to help people get online that are unsure. I think that would be quick, something that may not really cost a lot of money, because it's something I could develop, or a cohort could develop in their free time, and then just kind of do on the side. So that would be of no cost if there's any money concerns. So I think at minimum we should get started with that and think of all the students that will benefit from that. I'm really excited to see what untapped resources we can find that we've never considered, that'll make a difference in our classes and bring our college to that next level. I thank you so much for listening. Listed next are the references that I used for the definition for the digital divide, Google Chromebooks, and then some of those statistics that I mentioned. Thank you again, and have a great day.